Welcome to part 2 of our introduction to Fritzing. Alright, today we're going to be downloading components for our Fritzing software. These should match up with the components that you have in your kit that we'll be actually using for physical computing. So I have these in a Google Drive. They are ready to be downloaded. So we're going to find those in our Google Drive. It should be labeled Fritzing components right here. We'll load the Google Drive and we see we have these components that have been made and are made accessible to us. So we are going to download just a couple of these, not all of them. We can download by using this arrow on the left-hand side of the description. As you can see, it shows the zipped file. We're going to download by using this arrow pointing to the bin here, and we'll see in the left-hand corner our part will be ready in our downloads. So we're going to download just a couple more. We won't do all of these, just a couple to show how to download them onto your Fritzing software. So we'll take the distance sensor, repeat the same steps. We'll upload it, then download it to our Raspberry Pi. We can see it in the bottom left corner there. We'll take our buzzer. And that'll be all the components that we'll download for right now. So as we did with our components, we're also going to download a breadboard template, which has the T-cobbler, as your physical breadboard will have, attached to it already. These are a bit tricky to put on yourself in the Fritzing software, so we're just going to download this template to use easily. Next, we're going to download our parts into our breadboard. So you can see we have this mine place. You can search your parts on the top left there. So to bring in a new part, we can click this list here, and we're going to go to import. I'm doing this on my MacBook now just because it's a little easier to see, but in your Raspberry Pi you would go into downloads the same as you would in your folders. So we're going to go into our downloads. We can see our downloads from our Google Drive are here with our components in them. So we can click, for example, the buzzer, and there it is, loaded into your parts, ready to use. So you can drag and drop these onto your breadboard and pin them, which I'll show in our next video. But we're just going to keep downloading some of the components, that we have for our software. It's taking a little bit of time, which is fine. Give it some time to process. I'm going to import the light sensor. Double click, and there you have it. Your light sensor is there. Our Fritzing software, we can take our new parts. We'll go into our Pi folder and into downloads, and we can upload our template. Alright, if we're going to open up our template in Windows or MacBook, you can head into your Fritzing software, hit open. We should see our template, our breadboard template here in the files. We'll double click or hit open on our window here, and it will import a very similar visualization of what you should see on your desk there with your T-cobbler attached to your breadboard. As you can see, there are green lit up where the pins are placed, and once we start using our jumpers, we'll see that the pins actually light up wherever you put the jumper as well, indicating that there is power there, which makes it really helpful when you're planning. Our parts are still along the side here. we'll look into how to use this more in the next video. So that's all for part 2. Join me in part 3 where we learn how to use code and visualize our breadboard.